there, true believers. Rain Kisserog here with something not quite so different. You see, the very first video I ever did for Etrian Odyssey on my channel was Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City. So, well, we've been here before, but we haven't actually been here. So, welcome to the new Let's Play, new project Let's Play. Welcome to Let's Play Etrian Odyssey 3, The Drowned City. Let's do that so I don't have to go back to the title. It took me a while to get this able to work. There are a couple of visual glitches. Hopefully we can get past them. This is the best I can make this look, so hopefully everything runs smoothly. Well, let's begin this the same way you begin all great Let's Plays, by selecting New Game. The Ocean City Armor Road, far to the south, is said to have a ruin leading below the waves. As if tactily admitting it, the Senatists ruling over Armor Road have invited explorers to the city. The invitation drew throngs of eager explorers who gathered to traverse the undersea maze. But none of the throngs who came to challenge that maze were strong enough to master it. The impenetrable ruins became known as the Yggdrasil Labyrinth, and its legend spread further. You yourself are an explorer who has heard the legend, and now sail to Armor Road to investigate. Your only objective? To challenge the labyrinth and win fame and fortune. Your hour is at hand. Our hour is indeed at hand. Welcome to Armor Road, the city of this game. It's a port city. There's an ocean in this world. There is. We're here. And we need, but first, before we can start exploring, we need to actually, make a guild. Probably going to be helpful. Hello, sir. The only Explorers Guild. This is the only one. Fair enough. The other cities have had that happen as well, so I shouldn't be surprised. What is it? Advice? Is it a blank map? Is it a... Okay, pretty stock standard so far. That's new. As is that. As is that. I'll explain what those are in a second. Well, I mean, he'll explain what they are in a bit, but, But we do need to name the guild across the 7 seas, so we're aware there are 7 seas. Fair enough. And our guild will not be called Azure this time, because you see, Azure is back in Lagard, back in what I think is Europe in this setting. I think Lagard is Europe, I think. Don't quote me on that. But they're there. They're hanging out. They're living their lives happily, Guild Azure. So we cannot play Guild Azure this time. However, we will be playing... We'll be playing Guild Crimson. Another color name that I like for things like this. Yeah, it's a bit strange, but it's cool. Don't worry. We will need explorers. And if you notice there's, a lot of pixels missing on some of the letters, I apologize. That's that graphical glitch I was talking about. I don't know how to fix it, so it's just gonna have to be okay. It's still readable for the most part, and the text jiggles a little bit, which is funny, but it's still readable. It's still fine. Of course, I'm gonna be a member. At the Explorers Guild, you can register explorers and organize your party. Choose your favorite classes from the list and form a party of up to 5 explorers. Okay, well, let's start to register then. And as always in the front line, we need a damage dealer. So we're gonna take Kira, who's once again a frontline character. Now, looking at this list, I know most of these classes are going to be very foreign to basically everybody who hasn't played this game. So I'm going to go ahead and explain kind of everything as we go. We'll give a little bit of detail, a little bit of insight. I don't know everything perfectly, but I can at least give some form of insight. Now, the prince, or princess if it's a female, they do change it to princess, they are mostly a backline supporting class. They have buffs for the whole party. They have buffs for each line of the party that can, be cast on both lines. But they're mostly buffing, support, and that sort of matter. They aren't terrible at combat, but you're not getting this class to be a combat class. It's not what you get the prince for. They have a couple really, really useful skills, and they're overall a pretty good class. We're not going to use one though, because I have my personal preference. It's a pretty 50-50 split if you go prince or the other class that we're going to have, or the class that we're actually going to have rather. But I can see the value of a prince. I just prefer the other class. Still, prince is good. It's a good class. Gladiator is basically the Landsknecht. They use swords and clubs. They don't use axes because there's no axes in this game, not to my memory. But they are the damage dealer. They hit very hard. They have a skill that lets them power up when someone dies. They learn the equivalency of all slash. They're pretty good. I mean, they're vanilla, but they're solid. You're gonna probably want one of them in the party. We're not going to have one, because I have a personal preference that's different. I know, this is starting to shape up to be strange. I see. You will see. The Hoplite. They are the protector of this game. We had a protector in the first two games. This is the Hoplite. The Hoplite, I think, is vastly, vastly superior to the protector. They use spears and swords. This is the game that introduced spears to the series, so thank Etrian Odyssey 3 for that. The Hoplite also learns the basic defender skills. They can line guard to protect lines. They can use bodyguard they can learn bodyguard to dive in front of damage from another character. They're a must-have unit, and we will have one. But Kira will not be our Hoplite, because we have other plans for Kira. Skipping over Buccaneer quickly, to the Ninja. The Ninja are a weird kind of class. They have a great damage output potential, but are basically made of paper mache. They have skills to improve their evade, and to reward them for dodging attacks. They can also push the aggro onto another character in your party, which is an interesting version of a skill. And they can make shadow clones. We will have a ninja, because ninja are cool. They're really one of the more unique classes in this game, and everything here is actually quite unique. But ninja's the most. We're gonna have one. Won't be Kira. The Monk. The Monk is your traditional sort of medic healer class. They learn heal, line heal, they learn refresh, they learn unbind, they learn resurrect, and they're actually skilled with their bare hands. So giving them no weapon, provided you have the right skills put together, is actually not a bad idea. They're the only class, to my knowledge, in the Etrian Odyssey games that allow you to not have any weapon equipped and still be sort of effective. This is the other class that I was talking about back on the Prince class. We're going to have a Monk. It's not going to be Kira, though. But monks are good. I like them quite a bit. The Zodiac. They are the alchemist. They are the they are the magic user of the game. They spam attacks from the back row. They're generally quite powerful. They use a lot of resources, which sucks. So I don't think they're very good, but that's because I have a very biased opinion in this topic. I like my classes to be able to function without having to burn through their TP. They shouldn't have to use all of their TP in one fight to be effective. The Zodiac is really strong, but they use a lot of MP. We'll sort of use a Zodiac skill later on in the game, but we have to get there first. So if that's cryptic enough for you, good. We're not gonna have a Zodiac. The Wildling. The Wildling are another interesting class. They summon in beasts to help you fight. They like the ninja fill that sixth character slot. They give you a full party of 6, only temporarily, admittedly. But the animal comes in. They do their pre-selected attack, every round. They carry special effects. There's ones that bind the arms, the head, legs, ones that cause poison, ones that cause one that causes instant death sometimes. So the Wildling is a very interesting class. We're not going to use it because we're going to have one, but not in the main party. Because I don't think they're that good for the main game, but there are a lot of extra things that the Wildling is fantastic for. So, it's good class, not on the main force. The Arbalist, because the text is blurred out on the left there. The Arbalist, they are the survivalist if they were as slow as the gunner. They're a backline fighter, they use gigantic crossbows, and they just deal crap tons of damage from the back line, or the front line if you have a certain build. I'm probably not going to run that build, but I see how it can be quite good. They're fairly squishy. They can use medium armor, so they're better off than the ninja, but they're still not well off. They can survive. They have a lot of offense skills, and they bring back a pull on in the name of Cloudburster. So Arbalists are pretty good. They're very, very powerful from the back line. So we are going to have an Arbalist, but also not Kira. And the Farmer, finally. Farmer is... You remember how we had to make characters to like mine and gather and stuff? The Farmer is that character in this game. Their biggest abilities are to level up mine, chop, and take all at the same time. So you don't have to like put 5 points into mine to have 5 mine, and then 5 points into take to get 5. Their skill, if you put 5 points into it, you'll have 5 of every gather ability. They're very, very, very good for grinding money and stuff. We are going to have a couple of them, but obviously not in the main party, because they're really not good for the main game. They have a couple useful skills, but otherwise they're kind of crap, really. But you don't use them for the main party, so it's excusable. So now that I've run through everything except the Buccaneer, let's go cover the Buccaneer. The Buccaneer are a different kind of frontline fighter. They can use rapiers, a new weapon type unique to this game, and guns. They use a lot of link skills, like the chaser skills is what they use. They'll learn like stab chaser, stab slash bash chaser, then the elemental chasers. And what those do is whenever you use an attack of that element, they'll follow up for free and deal another hit of damage to whoever was hit with the first thing. So they're very good for coordinated attacks like that in your party. I'm not going to build mine that way, because a lot of the other skills are really, really useful on the Buccaneer. So Kira is going to be a Buccaneer. So Kira the Buccaneer. And these are our pictures. And new to this game, you can change the sprite color. Look at that. Aren't they all pretty with their blonde hair? Kira will be this one, because she has pink hair IRL at this point, so that's cool. Now our next frontline character will be returning to the party after her absence in Etria 2, Kaomi. And Kaomi will be the Hoplite. Look at the art for the Hoplite, they're so pretty. She is going to be this one, because I like that one. Now, it's about time we added me to this party, don't you think? We will be in the first slot of the back line, because that's just generally where I like to be. And Rain is going to be our ninja. Now the ninja actually have much more interesting arts for the female versions. They're much, much better. The guys are kind of not good, so we're going to go with this one. Now, of course, no party will be complete without our healer, so we're going to go ahead and take my good friend, Sahoni. And he will be our monk. I actually really like the female monk design and the art for it. It looks really nice. But Sahoni is a boy, even though girls have long hair. Sorry, ladies have long hair. That's an in joke. He's gonna pick this one. And finally, we're going to pick a friend from my real life who doesn't have an online handle, so... Nah. If I can spell her name correctly as well. It's not even that hard. Rain, you're terrible at everything. And she will be our Arbalist. I actually quite like this one. Quite like that one, actually. Cool. Now, I'm going to go make my farmers and stuff off screen, so we don't have to worry about that. But now we need to set the party. Kira, KO in the front line, and then Rain, Sahoni, Heather in the back. Perfect. The party is perfect. Now, let's take a look at custom, because the game will remind me later, and we're going to go ahead and do it now. In this game, because of a mechanic later on in the game, we have class skills and not class skills. The class skills are only usable by this class. It is the unique skill of this class. Kira's here, Trickster, is actually quite good for sustain. Now, there's a combo later on in the game which can make this actually really good because you can actually recover TP, but we'll get into that when we get into that later. It's good, but we're probably not going to take it because it's kind of a waste of points at this point because we're not going to be using skills that much and you can't validate doing that. But Rapier Mastery is really quite good, and we're going to take that. Now, she learned all of her chase skills, and as I said, they also learn how to use guns. We'll be leveling up both of these because, really, in the Buccaneer's hand, either weapon is quite good, and both have their own uses. Swashbuckling lets them strike twice, Lady Luck increases their crit chance, and a couple other skills are really quite good. This is the one we're really kind of going to rush to right now, Bind the Enemy's Head. There's a first floor enemy that's particularly nasty that we can stop completely with this skill, so we're going to go ahead and build to that. KO. KO's unique skill is Guardian. It's kind of bad compared to the rest of the class skills. You gain more defense. It's cool, it's fine, it's just kind of lame. So let's do Shield Mastery to open up a Line Guard. And the Line Guard is the basic one-turn defense skill. And we're going to level up twice since the cost doesn't go up till level 3. So, nifty. Now, Rain. Rain's special skill, we are going to take a level of Rain's class skill. If I can say it with my stutter, Keburi no Sue. That is, I'm probably butchering the pronunciation on that, and I apologize completely. All of this is in Japanese pronunciation, so I'm going to be doing that a lot. This skill is incredibly useful. The first level the first level of the skill gives no TP reduction from the back at all, but attacks made from the back line, like physical attacks from the back line, are treated as if you're in the front line. So Rain has no penalty for being in the back line with this. So it's dumb to not take that. It's really quite good. Then we'll pick up a point of Knife Mastery and a point of this, Kagenui. It's a leg bind skill. It's quite good. See, the ninja actually use knives, because knife is a weapon type in this game versus just the generic shitty weapon that kind of everybody gets at the very beginning and you immediately throw away. Knife is a category of weapon, so that's pretty nifty. And Sahoni will take a level of his class skill, Form Key, that just generally makes him heal better, which is a good skill to have on our healer. He also needs to have healing, because, well, it's healing. We need to have someone who can heal. But we'll put another point of Form Key to make that healing stronger without raising the cost. See, we're clever like this. Now, Heather. Heather, her special skill is Giant Kill. It's really good for fighting bosses and FOEs, because the more health they have, in relation to her HP, the more damage she deals. It's really quite good. But we're not going to do that. We're going to get points in Bolt Mastery. Do a couple points of Bolt Mastery, and then 1 point of Proper Form, because it makes her accuracy go up. It's quite useful. So there's that. And now that our party's set, we can leave. Probably. That's where I was going to go next, so it all works out. Okay. Oh yeah, those scripts that are really weird and strange. You should not throw them away. They're incredibly useful. In this game, powerful what is called limit skills can be used by up to 5 party members. Limit skills can be won by obtaining documents with the skill details written in them. Gather various limit skills and use them well to make your time in the labyrinth easier. This is very, very true. We're actually going to go set our limit skills now. Now, limit skills require a certain number of party members to use. Like cross slash requires 2, while Indomitable only needs 1. So we're going to go ahead and give cross slash to myself and Kira. KO can get Indomitable, and Charge Tactic on Sahodi and Heather. Perfect. Now we have our super special skills set up, and that's a good place for us to take a little bit of a break. Now that our guild is set up, and if you give me 1 second, we will begin the next video. So 1 second.